Hello, welcome to my class. I am Pamela Jasmine. Today I am going to teach The Cold Within, a poem written by James Patrick Kinney. This poem deals with lack of humanity in humans. It portrays discrimination based on race, class, and religion by narrating the story of 6 people who are trapped in bitter cold by chance. Because of their prejudices against each other, they put their lives at risk and perished. They have resources to help themselves, but they feel that when they help themselves, it will be a help for others that they don't want to. Each perishes not because of the cold outside, but the cold within each of them. Remember one thing, when we help others, help comes to us in different forms from different sources when we are in need. 6 humans trapped by happenstance in bleak and bitter cold. Each one possessed a stick of wood, or so the story is told. This is the background, or this is the setting of the story. 6 humans were trapped by chance in an unpleasant atmosphere of bitter cold, severe cold. Each one possessed a stick of wood. Each of them, all the 6 were having a stick of wood, or so the story is told. That is the beginning of the story. That's the setting of the story. They are dying fire in need of logs. This line is symbolic. This line says that they lack warmth in their heart. This fire, they are dying fire is dying in need of logs. The fire needs fuel, otherwise it would die. It is sinking. The fire is in a sinking stage. It is dying. But that fire should be revived by putting some fuel, putting some wood. But the first one held hers back. But the first one is a lady. How can we understand that the first one is a lady? Because she held hers back. But the first one held hers back, her stick. So we can understand that the first one is a lady. For of the faces round the fire, she noticed one was black. Why did she keep her wood back, keep her log back? Because when she looked around, she saw a black face. So here we can see racial discrimination, black and white. So the lady was white and she saw a black face. That's why she did not put her stick into the fire and revive the fire. The next man looking across the way saw one knot of his church and could not bring himself to give the fire his stick of birch. The next man, the second one, he looked across the way and he saw one person who did not belong to their church. So there are different congregations in the church. So different churches are there. So this man, he saw a man who does not belong to their church. He was from another church. That's why the second person did not put his stick into the fire. Here we can see discrimination based on religion. As he saw a person from another church, he was reluctant to put the stick into the fire. Now, the third one sat in tattered clothes. He gave his coat a hitch. Why should his log be put to use to warm the idle rich? So the third one was a very poor person. He wore tattered clothes. He wore torn clothes. And to keep himself warm, he gave his coat a hitch. He just tightened his coat. Why should his log be put to use to warm the idle rich? That's the question. Why should he put his log into the fire to warm the idle rich? He calls the rich idle. So here we can see class discrimination. Discrimination between the rich and poor. The next stanza is also the same. Here the rich man was thinking about the poor. He does not want to help the poor people. The rich man just sat back and thought of the wealth he had in store and how to keep what he had earned from the lazy, shiftless poor. Here the rich man, even in this critical situation, he was thinking about his wealth and how to keep what he had earned from the lazy, shiftless poor. And he was thinking about the wealth he had earned and stored, and he wanted to keep that away from the lazy and shiftless poor. He was calling the poor shiftless. Shiftless means they do not or they lack any hope or any ambition. So he wanted to keep his wealth away from the lazy, shiftless poor. The black man's face bespoke revenge. As the fire passed from his sight, for all he saw in his stick of wood was a chance to spite the white. The black man was full of revenge because blacks were the victims of the white. The white has tortured, the white people have tortured the black so much. So the black man was thinking about the revenge only. He wanted to take revenge. So he was not thinking about the fire or anything. He was, the black man's face bespoke revenge, his face, and he was full of revenge. As the fire passed from his sight, he was not thinking, he was not even seeing the fire. So the fire passed from his sight. For all he saw in his stick of wood was a chance to spite the white. So he was not thinking about reviving the fire or anything. He was thinking that with his stick he can hit the white. It is a chance to hit the white. That's what he was thinking, and he also did not put the stick into the fire. The last man of this forlorn group did not accept for gain. Giving only to those who gave was how he played the game. The last man. Here the group is described as forlorn group. Forlorn means lonely. But here these two words are contrasting. There are six people. They could have formed a good group. But even though there are 6 people, they all are lonely because of their selfishness. They are not cooperating with each other. That's why it is called forlorn group. And here a poetic device is used. Two contrasting words combine. Forlorn group. Forlorn means lonely. Group means many people are there. So lonely group because they are selfish and they are not cooperating with each other. The last man of this forlorn group did not accept for gain. This last man, he is a particular person. He has his own policy. He did not help anyone without getting any help. So his policy is like this, give and take policy. If somebody gives him, he is ready to give them back. Otherwise, no. So, the last man of this forlorn group did not accept for gain, giving only to those who gave. He gives to those who gives him. Was how he played the game. That's his game of life. Their logs held tight in death's still hands was proof of human sin. They did not die from the cold without. They died from the cold within. They held their logs, they held their sticks close to their body in their death's still hands because of their activity, because of their attitude. They are going to die. Their logs held tight in death's still hands Their still hands after their death. They were keeping the logs close to their body in their dead hands. Was proof of human sin. This is a proof of human sin. It is a fatal sin actually. Because of this sin, they died. Because of their selfishness, they were not ready to help each other. That caused their death. They did not die from the cold without. They died from the cold within. They died not because of the cold outside. They died because of the cold within themselves. Now the themes. The first theme is the futility of discrimination. This poem deals with the futility of discrimination or hatred that humans have against each other. Here we can see discrimination based on race, class and religion. That's why they are not ready to help each other. See, no one is ready to contribute. If all of them cooperated with each other, they could have saved their life. The next theme is the lack of warmth in human relations. 6 people in this poem represent the human race, entire human race. So the 6 humans are devoid of humanity, and even when they are going to die, even in a critical situation, they are not ready to help each other. The lack of warmth is best expressed in the line, "Their dying fire in need of logs." That refers to the dying warmth in them, and it needs to be, to keep it burning, what they need is a log of wood. But they do not use it. By the end, each one of them dies from the cold within, not from the cold outside. Outside it was very cold, but they could have saved their lives by helping each other. So here we can see lack of warmth in human relations. The title. The appropriateness of title. The title is appropriate. The cold within is symbolic of lack of warmth and compassion in human beings. 6 humans are caught or trapped in bitter cold, in bleak and bitter cold. The atmosphere is bleak because there is no hope of life in them, because they were not ready to help each other. So their cold-heartedness leads to their death, and in the end they all died holding their logs tight in their hands. So the title is appropriate as they all died because of the cold within themselves, not by the cold outside. What is the moral of this poem? God created man and commanded to love each other. But man created different religions and class and discriminate each other. In this poem, all the 6 people are very selfish. There is no warmth and compassion. They held their sticks tight in their hands and invited death. It is a proof of human sin, and the reward of sin is death. So let's love each other and help each other. Now let's discuss the poetic devices. See, here we can see the rhyme scheme. See, in each and every stanza, the second line and fourth lines are rhymed. See, D, D. So we can say A, B, C, B. That is the rhyme scheme. Here also it is like that. See, back and black. So, K. So here also A, B, C, B. That is the rhyme scheme. Now we can see in bleak and bitter cold. Here we can see the consonant sound B is repeated. So this is the poetic device called alliteration, consonant sound. repeated in the beginning of the words adjacent or close to each other. Then the next one. Here we can see another poetic device. See here, the last man of this forlorn group. So this is see here, forlorn group. Forlorn means lonely and group. So the group is described as forlorn group because there are 6 people, but they are not cooperating with each other. So that's why they are lonely. So here 2 contrasting words are combined. That's why, see, we can call this oxymoron. This is the poetic device. Now, you can see the logs held tight in death's still hands. Here, death is personified. So, here we can see personification. That's all. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching. God bless.